Hey, welcome to 75 Personal Finance. Today we're going to talk about my credit card strategy for 2022. I always talk about the importance of saving, and when you really have to spend on something, you better get some card rewards on it by using a credit card. Now, it's very important to put your spending on credit cards as far as possible because the rewards you earn on your cards actually reduce the amount you spend and therefore save you money. Now, in fact, when you buy something from a store and it costs typically $100, the store actually has to increase its price to $102 or $103 to cover for the credit card fee that they are charged. And they cannot give a special price for cash payments. So for most retail stores, whether you're paying by cash or credit card, you're paying the inflated $102 or $103 for a $100 item. And so if you're not using a credit card, you're actually subsidizing those people like me who are using my credit card to earn rewards. You are paying for the rewards that I earn. People who read my site will know that I have a preference for cashback, and that's true going on this year because VTLs are suspended, travel is still a big question mark, so I don't really think that I can use my miles, and this is how much miles I have right now, and I really cannot see myself using all of it this year or even next year. So I'm going to be prioritizing cashback over miles for the rest of this year. These days, my primary card is now the UOB Evo. The lousy name aside, it is one of the most generous cashback cards you can find, and it gives 6.67% on PayWave and online transactions. Now, the marketing says that it's 8%, but it's actually closer to 6.67% once you meet the minimum spend, because each category of PayWave as well as online has a cap of $20. So if you calculate $40 over $600 of minimum spend, it's an optimal rate of 6.67%. You can't really get 8% cashback on this card. Nevertheless, 6.67% is one of the highest cashback rates for most transactions. And the requirements to get that 6.67% cashback is pretty easy. You just need to spend on PayWave or online transactions, which practically covers any type of transactions that we make these days. You do need to make a minimum spend of $600 in a particular month to qualify for the high cashback rate. And annoyingly, there are some sub-limits. So there's a cap of $20 on your PayWave transactions and $20 on online. So if you spend all $600 on your online purchases, you actually don't get the full 6.67% cashback rate. So you've got to split them about $350 for one category and $250 for the other category to get the optimal 6.67% rate. You can also replace the UOB Evo with UOB PPV or HSBC Revolution. The HSBC Revolution and PPV both give 4 miles per dollar on your contactless or online spend, much like the Evo. And the HSBC Revolution also gives you an added 1% cashback if you can satisfy some categories in the banking side. You can see more details in the article I've written here. The next card on my list is the UOB One card. And this card is actually something that I stopped using for a while, but now I resumed using it because CardUp and iPayMine, they just introduced mortgage payments using their services. And that means that you can actually get cashback on your mortgage, which is awesome. Now, as you have seen in my previous video, my mortgage is almost $2,000, and that's the magical number for UOB One. Because when you hit $2,000 of spend per month for 3 months on the UOB One, you can get a high 5% cashback on your spend. Service fees for iPayMine and CardUp range from about 1.8 to 2+%, depending on whether there's a promo. So you can earn the difference between 5% and the 2+%. So getting about 3% on my mortgage payments, that's incredible, and I'll definitely make use of it every single month. I'll go more in-depth into this on another video, so stay subscribed if you want to know how to get cashback on things like your insurance premiums, on your condo maintenance fee, your mortgage payments, etc. So my everyday spend is placed on the UOB Evo, while my mortgage and some SP utility bills are placed on the UOB One, and that settles most of my day-to-day spending. And anything beyond that, I actually use my UOB Absolute. I top up my GrabPay MasterCard, and I use that for transactions that fall outside of my UOB Evo and UOB One spending. So if I hit my $600 cap for my UOB Evo and the $2,000 cap for my UOB One, any remaining spending I can easily put on my GrabPay card. So topping up my Grab account using UOB Absolute gives me 1.7% cashback on the top up. And then when I spend, because I'm a platinum member, I get 6 Grab points per dollar spent, and that's about 1.2% rebate. Right, so it's a total of about 2.9% rebate, and it is further boosted when Grab has Grab Power-Up Challenges, which has happened for the past 1 or 2 years. And then when they have flash sales for redemptions, the points go up in value. So this strategy is easily more than 3-4% rebate when you factor those in. And it is a good card to use to soak up any leftover spending that don't fall within my primary cards. So if you want to sign up for any of these cards, I would appreciate you head over to satisfy.com/cards and you'll find a list of sign-up promotions and pick up an attractive sign-up gift when you apply for any of those cards. For groceries, I use the Citi Cashback card, and I've talked about this in my previous video. It gives 8% cashback on your grocery spend. So what I tend to do is I will buy $800 to $1,000 worth of grocery vouchers within a single month, hit the minimum spend, and then get the 8% cashback. And then I'll use those vouchers over the next few months. I also pass a few $100s to my mom each time because I cannot spend so much on groceries. But I need to meet the minimum spend of $800, and 8% cashback is really too good to give up. You can also pair it with the Instagram Amaze to give an additional 1% because it is a MasterCard. And for big online purchases, I have the Citi SMRT card, just in case I need to buy something sizable like maybe a laptop or a new smartphone, and that will give me 5% cashback on large purchases made online. So most cashback cards have a very limited cap. So if you were to buy a $2,000 laptop, many cashback cards can't give you a high earn rate for that, where the Citi SMRT card gives 5% cashback. I've talked about this in the previous video, so again, check that review out. The cards I use are of course also subject to the prevailing promotion. So DBS, for instance, has been giving a very generous added 8% cashback on top of its usual card rewards from November to January this year, and therefore I've not been using my UOB Evo that much, and I've been using my DBS Live Fresh instead. Live Fresh gives only 5% cashback, but when you consider the added 8% cashback if you meet the minimum spending set forth by DBS, it's a very good deal. So join my Telegram if you want to be updated on such promotions so you know what card to use when a bank is running a particularly attractive promo. So that's my credit card strategy for 2022. There are no mile cards that made it to the list. One is not because I'm biased against miles, but because I have too many miles that are stuck in my account and I can't see myself using it completely over the next year or so. Number two, cashback cards are actually pretty great right now. They are all at least 5% and up, and I always pick the larger number between the cashback rate and the mile earn rate. Most mile cards now max out at 4 miles per dollar, so it's really hard for me to justify using a 4 mile per dollar card when I can easily get 5 or 6% cashback. That is too much cashback to give up for that amount of miles, and this is an argument I put forth in my previous video. Again, you can check that if you want more details. What do you think about my card strategy? Did I miss some cards that you think are better? Let me know in the comments below, and as usual, your likes are appreciated, and I thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next video. I just realized how many UOB cards there are on my list, and kudos to them for making so many compelling cards, whether it's cashback or miles. And just to be clear, this is not sponsored. They also don't give a lot of referral incentive compared to other banks. So other banks, please catch up. How can you let one bank represent 3 of the cards I use the most? That's so unsatisfying.